Everybody. Alright, we are up next is your feature, and this dude, I've known him since I started in comedy, seen him around, performs all over the country, and is from Modesto, alright? He wanted me to tell you that, okay? So, please slap your hand flush together big and loud for Jimmy Maniz, everybody, let's hear
it. Hey everybody, how's it going? Alright, so I guess I'll start out by letting you guys know that in 2026, I am celebrating 10 years of not drinking alcohol. Also this year, conversely, I'm celebrating 35 years of smoking weed. So, I was 11 the first time I got high, and my mom caught me, like an after-school special. She snatched the bag out of my hand and held it up. She's like, "Where did you get this weed from, Jim? Who gave this to you? I want to know. Because you got ripped off. Look at all the seeds and stems." And then she gave me the number to her guy, and it was my dad.
I was looking forward to today, brother.
So, I have a question. Is that soap Irish Spring an example of ethnic cleansing? Alright, are you guys here in Hayward a grocery outlet crowd, or are you a Costco crowd? Alright, I like grocery outlet a lot, because I don't even need a list. I can just get high and walk around and be like, "I've never had sour cream and onion waffles before." Whereas if I get high and go to Costco, I start having panic attacks, because I notice everybody's wearing the same New Balance shoes. They have the same Kirkland jeans, and the same Hanes t-shirts that come in a pack, and I'm just like, is this how the future everybody ends up in the same outfit is because of Costco? And then I start noticing how it's a big warehouse that's just vast and empty and cold, and people are waiting in long lines for bread, and ground beef is $15.99 a pound. And I'm like, this sounds like the propaganda they told me about communism when I was a little kid. You gotta show your papers to a guy at the gate to get out. Come on. I'm waiting in line 45 minutes for a hot dog like a refugee. Is this not communism? So, both of my parents are adopted, and my mom did a 23andMe, and she found out that her side of the family is Jewish. Yeah, we didn't know until the 23. I guess you would know if you ever seen my nose or my dick or anything but it was a surprise to us. And my dad was like, "So what does that make you guys?" Because my mom's adopted. She was raised Catholic. She doesn't have Judaism in her life. And they say you're not really Jewish if you're not raised in Judaism, and you're not really Jewish if your mom's not Jewish. And my dad was like, "So what does that make you, Jim?" And I was like, "I think Palestinian, Dad." So, I know I look like I can make it rain Pokemon cards. Okay, so I found out I look like DJ Skrillex. Do you guys know who this guy is? No, well, okay, so I did a show in Reno during Burning Man, this set was going good until this. But I did a show at Burning Man, and somebody legit thought I was DJ Skrillex. And if I can be honest with you guys, I had no idea who he was. I had to look him up because I don't listen to EDM. I listen to music. And I don't know why I'm derailing a good set with a new story that has no punchline right in the fucking middle, goddammit. Rookie mistake. Anyways, I guess long story short is there's somebody in Reno that thinks they blew Skrillex. Dude, you gotta have tough skin to do stand-up comedy. I did a roast battle, and the other comics said I look like Caitlyn Jenner trying to turn back into a man. Yeah, fuck y'all for laughing at that shit. But here's the thing. Afterwards, I was at the Comedy Store on the porch, and this guy had cornered me and was talking to me for 5 minutes until I full-on realized that he thought I was beloved 90s comedian Janine Garofalo. And that's a story about a guy that thinks he blew Janine Garofalo. So, I I noticed that there's some men in this room over the age of 40. May I ask you guys a personal question? Do your guys' balls ever hurt? No, because like I turned 40, and every now and again my balls will just feel like I got kicked in the groin, and it just like I have to like ugh. So I went to my doctor. My doctor sent me to a urologist. This is the exam the urologist gave me. He took my balls and went like, it's slinky, it's slinky. And then did this and said, hey, you're over 40. Most men's balls over 40 hurt. Don't eat jalapenos. Right? And I was like, I feel like he's gaslighting me. So seriously, anybody here over the age of 40 have their balls hurt? See? This is what I'm fucking talking about. I know this guy's lying to me. And he was like, maybe, just as a precaution, we can give you a prostate exam, which I don't know about anybody in this room, but surprise prostate exam is not something like, it's a wrap on your day after that. So he's got me bent over, and I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but on the mirror. And my doctor's a 6'6" hulking man with fingers like Costco hot dogs. And he could not get his finger inside of me to give me the examination. And no, this is what he did. He put his hand on my shoulder like this. And he seized into my ear. This isn't gonna work if you don't relax.
Oh no!
And that's the story about the time I accidentally came during a prostate exam. Dude, it costs $1,000 a fucking month to be on Ozempic. That shit's crazy, isn't it? And fucking, that's like you lose weight on Ozempic, but the thing is, I don't think it's the drug. I think it's the fact that you're fucking broke, you can't eat. All right. Did they have DARE here in Hayward?
Hell yeah.
Drug abuse, resistance education, where the cop would come to your classroom and you're like a little kid. He's like, kids, this is an 8 ball of cocaine. Don't you ever, 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 ever pay more than $100 for that. And then he gave us a number to his guy, and it was my dad. So, and Joe's a little bit older. Inflation, that 8 ball of coke's now like $2.50. So, just letting you guys know if that is the case. So I did a show not too long ago, and an ex-girlfriend from like 8 years ago showed up at the show, and I kind of fucking freaked out because I thought she was like going to tell me I had a kid I didn't know about or something. So afterwards I approached her. She's like, no, I totally had the abortion. I'm here to give you back a sweatshirt I stole from you because I don't need it anymore. And it hurt. Like right here, I was like, oh man, you were the one that got away. You're supposed to feel for me forever. You can't just give that shit back, you know? And then I started thinking about it, like how a weird, intimate bond, like a stolen sweatshirt or a piece of clothing is, you know? And it's like, you know, you miss that person, you can put it on and you feel like all nice and cozy, like grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup on a rainy day, and you just like feel good, you like smell it and it reminds you of them. And then when she left, I picked it up and smelled it, and it smelled like her and the hundreds of guys she's fucked since we broke up. And I don't know where this new bit is going. But what I'm trying to say is that for the past 30 years, Corey Feldman has been wearing Michael Jackson's jacket.
Shut up.
So, I got a master's degree in history. From Stanislaus State, Modesto, California. Woo! And yes, it's actually Turlock, California, but I figured if you don't know where Modesto, you guys know what Modesto is, right? Where meth was invented. Everybody likes to say, like, that's not true though. Meth was actually invented by the Nazis in Germany as the super soldiers. That's a fact you can look up. But even though meth was invented by the Nazis in Germany, I do have to admit it was probably perfected by the Nazis in Modesto. They're gonna turn my dissertation into a book, and I'm pretty proud of that. Cause you know how Kennedy had a bunch of like things, coincidences with Abraham Lincoln. Like Lincoln had a secretary named Kennedy, and Kennedy had a secretary named Lincoln, and they're both shot on like the same day, 100 years apart. Like all kinds of weird things like that. Well, I discovered that there's all kinds of coincidences like that between Osama bin Laden and Kennedy as well. Like, did you know that Osama bin Laden had a secretary named No, Kennedy made the same sound when he got shot. All right. It's not too soon to make fun of Kennedy. All right. Fantastic. I love making fun of shot presidents. I'm kidding. So I don't drink, but I still smoke weed. They call that California sober. I actually have a friend that doesn't drink, but still fucking will smoke meth. And I'm like, what is this? And he's all, I call that Modesto sober. Like, I got another friend that doesn't drink, but he'll still slam heroin into his neck. And I'm like, whoa, are you Seattle sober? What is this? Like, I don't drink, but I'll still crush up a Fanny, cook it up in a spoon, take a cigarette filter, suck it up into a needle, slam it in my dick vein, because I'm tenderloin sober. Too many people here have got behind a tenderloin. Okay. So, before I get out of here, guys, I want to say thanks. I'm on what we call borrowed time. I almost died in a horrific car wreck coming home from a gig. And my dad's like a John Wayne kind of guy, right? He's like never really looked me dead in the eye and said like, I love you, son. He just like shakes my hand and gives me like a pat on the shoulder kind of deal. You know, because he's like older and he's like raised like during that like tough grizzled, like, you know, men don't have feelings, men don't cry kind of, you know, like stirring up my beard kind of guy. And so after the car wreck I got into, my dad, like, instead of just saying, I'm glad you're not dead, decided to take me to a movie. And he took me to go see Fate of the Furious. No. Which, you know, the next day after surviving a near fatal car wreck, he took me to go see a 3-hour-long movie about car wrecks. And he was like, I guess we'll know pretty soon if you have any PTSD or not, huh? But then every time they showed a wreck in a movie, like from the dash cam, my dad was like, is that what the wreck light was like, Jim? Is that what the wreck light was like, Jim? And I was like, no, Dad, that is not what the wreck was like, because a rocket did not hit my orange Lamborghini. It's a way cooler story than I fell asleep. Because that's what happened. In my whole life, I've always had this recurring dream I'm dying in a car wreck. And in my dream, as the car wreck is happening, like, oh my God, this is it. And then I wake up and I'm on my bed. I'm like, oh, okay. So I fell asleep while I was driving home. And I woke up and the car was scraping the wall. And I freaked out and I overcorrected, turned the wheel sideways, and my car went sideways like this, drove up an overpass, jumped over the overpass, and then rolled back down the other side, landed on its wheels, was barreling towards a tree. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. And like, I didn't wake up, and I was like, oh my God, this is really it. And I was barreling towards the tree, and I don't know why I did this, but I just put my foot up on the dash, and I pulled super hard, and the car fishtailed. But the torque was so strong, my arm broke, and the bone shot out of my arm. And you know when they say that when you're close to death, you see everything through like a third-person perspective? Like, I was still within my own person. I could see the wreck happening through my own eyes. So I didn't think I was like that close to death. I was like, I still got this. I was like trying to steer through it. But when my arm broke, I was like, oh God. And then I looked at my passenger seat. And this is how I know I was getting close. It's because my soul was riding shotgun. And my soul looked at my arm and went, oh God. And then the car fishtailed, the back half of the car hit the tree. And the airbag went off and broke my nose. It didn't kill me. Yay! I'm still alive. Schlepping dick jokes from here to fucking wherever. But I don't even know why I'm still alive. I'm like, hopefully it's just to tell stories about fucking getting blown by strangers that think I'm Jimmy Garoppolo. But like, so like, anyways, I got out of the car wreck, right? And a guy had witnessed the accident. He was on the side of the highway. And he was like, hey, I saw the accident. I already called 911. Sitting at the tailgate of my truck because help was on the way. And I was sitting there. And after a couple seconds, he's like, hey, dude, do not look at your arm right now. And I looked down, my arm was all twisted and mangled like this, and the bone was sticking out. And I don't know why I did this, but I just grabbed my hand and twisted everything back into place. And the bone went back into my arm, and it hurt so bad, I started throwing up all over the side. And he was like, I can't believe you just did that. And he started throwing up all over the place. And then that's when Highway Patrol showed up and thought that he was a drunk driver and started giving him the roadside sobriety test. Which was fantastic because it gave me a chance to hide all my weed. And I had surgery, like emergency surgery, and they were wheeling me in. And the anesthesiologist was all, hey, in your intake form you put down that you're a recreational marijuana smoker. Would you consider yourself to be a heavy smoker? Because heavy smokers have a tendency to wake up during the procedure from the anesthesia. And I was like, Doc, I'm on a competitive weed smoking team with Flavor Flav. And they brought in 2 anesthesiologists to assist him. And one of the guys was like, hey, how do you know Flavor Flav? That's really weird. And I was like, well, it's not that weird. See, I'm a comedian, I host weed events. They just put me on a team with Flavor Flav. It's a lot cooler than it actually sounds. It's not really a big deal. I just happen to be there. And the guy's like, so you're a comedian. Can you tell us a joke? And I was like, Doc, to be honest with you guys, you asking me to tell you a joke right now, it's a lot like me asking you guys to do the surgery for free. And he looked at my chart and he said, you're on Medi-Cal. So tell us a motherfucking joke. Thanks a lot, Ray and Jimmy.
Keep that going for Jimmy Benitez, everybody.